Australia is one of the key parties at the UN Climate Summit in Baku, where governments are negotiating how much rich countries, the biggest polluters, should pay to help poor countries cope with global warming. The government says its new commitment makes Australia a key contributor to the Global Fund for Loss and Damage.
Today I'm announcing that we'll be making further contributions to respond to loss and damage. Australia will become the sixth largest contributor to the Fund for Responding to Loss and Damage with a $50 million contribution. This builds on our foundational $100 million contribution to the Pacific Resilience Facility, a Pacific-owned facility that will support locally led small-scale projects across the Blue Pacific continent that respond to loss and damage.
The funding's being welcomed, although governments are being told they'll need to commit much more money to make a difference. And Australia is still a major user and exporter of fossil fuels.
Creating a fund for this purpose has always been a politically very fraught issue, and the fact that money is slowly trickling in and that Australia is among the top 10 providers of funding into that facility globally is certainly a positive step, and one that will be received, I would say, positively in the Pacific region in particular.
Australia playing at home is responsible, renewable and advancing real action. But Australia abroad, on a financial front, the money is not enough. On a fossil front and emissions front, the impact and the emissions are far too much. Australia is a massive exporter of fossil fuels. Australian exports are driving climate chaos around the world.
Australia says the Pacific should be a focus of international climate negotiations because it's one of the most vulnerable regions, but also the lowest contributor to emissions. That Pacific connection is a major part of Australia's bid to host the COP31 UN Climate Summit in 2 years' time. But there's a problem because Turkey also wants to host COP31, and Australia has failed in a bid to get Turkey to withdraw. So now there'll be a lengthy and uncertain process to determine who'll host the UN climate talks in 2026.